Well, hello everyone. We've got Allison Johnson here. Hello. Mark O'Gorman. Good evening. Tuto Murphy is here. Good evening to you. Really enjoyed I only caught the last leg of, well, flying wise, of your trip in Spain, and it was wonderful. Got Leuven Art. How you doing? Hope you are all well. Welcome to Sunday afternoon or evening. Catbat, gotcha. Welcome back to the American Southwest. I did a stream here a few weeks ago now, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to. The first leg was way too long, and it was just didn't end up the way I wanted it to. So I decided to revisit it. Plus, there was a freeware add-on, scenery add-on for the Monument Valley, and I have the Orbex Bryce Canyon scenery, which is our final stop of the evening. Hey Jim, how you doing? Thanks for swinging by. So we'll be able to check out a lot of interesting things, because this is a very beautiful part of the world. It's a place that I would like to visit personally, in real life. And we may revisit this trip another time, because Tuesdays there's supposed to be a big U.S. Update. So it'd be interesting to see how this may or may not change. But until then, we are going to do it in this. I'm most interested to see how, if at all, the U.S. update affects Michigan, because they really overlooked the Mackinac Bridge, and I'm not going to lie, it upset me a little bit, but that's because I'm biased. And it's a wonderful bridge. And it's a huge landmark. I mean, literally and figuratively. So, we are here at Balding, Utah. And nearby, we are right near the Cedar Mesa, which is off to the southwest of the airport, along with the Combe Ridge and the Grand Gulch Plateau, all just off to the west a tad bit. The National National Monument is due west of here. So yeah, and see some interesting scenery tonight. On Twitch, well, I can fix that. If you refresh, it'll fix that, and I should probably fix that on YouTube as well. Small oversight, but not bad. The downside to doing multiple games is sometimes you just have to... Okay. That out. That where I want it. Alright. So, we are flying in the VL-3 because it's a little bit different. I like flying it, and it'll give some nice wonderful views out of the cockpit. And it's pretty easy it's easy to start, easy to fly. So it's grand. So apparently it needs to sort itself out a little bit, because that's the not the right cockpit. Well, it shouldn't be showing the people anyway. So try that again. Nope. Turn nav lights on, strobe lights on. Because there's no beacon, we'll turn the taxi light on, which there is none, so it's just a landing light. Why is my... So, aha! Cool. Well, I have to figure out why the cockpit isn't showing. This is a bit of a peculiarity. Let's move this and see. That got even worse. The interesting bugs of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm gonna try something. See what happened. There we go. There we go. Now we should be good. Start off on the right tank. Master switch is on. Nav lights on. Landing light on. There we go. Avionics come on. Squawk squawking. Really don't like where they have the RPM. This. It should be on the... Yeah. Come on. No. Alright. Enough with distraction. What do you say we get flying, huh? So we turn the parking brake off. There we go. So, weather. Probably a good thing to check. Winds are 240. So we'll take off on runway 17. Go ahead and back taxi. We'll check traffic. On approach. No one's on approach. Strobe lights are on for safety. Hope everybody's had a good weekend thus far. I don't think I did any flight simming yesterday. I started up a gameplay run in the Division, which was nice to get back into. Really fun game to play. Why did you turn up? What was that? Something clicked in the cockpit and I don't know what it was. But it's a really fun game, and it's really enjoyable. I hope I haven't lost anybody on YouTube chat. It was giving Murphy issues earlier today. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, no, the Division, I like it because I've grown tired of Call of Duty and the clones thereof, because it's all the same thing and it's not interesting. You don't have to think about it, and it's basically the same kind of story over and over and over and over again, because it's just boring. And not to mention they cater mostly to the major league gamers, professional gamers, and the multiplayer. They've forgotten about the everyday gamer that just likes to play games for the fun of it and for the story and whatnot. Alright, everybody's here, so we're going to slowly increase the power. Let's try this again. That's East USA. It's okay, Brian. I had a system failure, so it'll be a minute. Alright, getting in the air shortly. Can't blame that one on security updates. Alright, we're on the ground. Okay. Touch the brake. Gears going up. Flaps up because they felt that we needed flaps. Alright. Try this again, shall we? Brought back a little bit. Just a little bit, and I'm not sure why. Well, at least I'm not sure why I'm having a yaw issue. I shouldn't. But it's really aggravating. All right. Where was I? Alright, so we are currently over... We're going towards the Combe Ridge. I think that we actually just passed it. As it extends all the way down that way. We may not be. Maybe pre... Jim Oates with the host. Much appreciated, my friend. Also appreciate the follow from a little bit ago. Well, yeah, it's probably just a glitch, because I could probably go into the settings, break the immersion a little bit, look at the sensitivities, fine, boom. All the more reason for my new rudder pedal investment. Because I set up a dead zone. So it's just a glitch. Very annoying glitch. We'll just have to deal with it for a minute. There's plenty of visibility out of the cockpit. Certainly is. I wish I were in a comparable airplane, but as much as I like the Mooney, it's too much. It's just too fast for a lot of these trips that I want to do. I like to call it the Silverware Army. Let's see. This should be... Yeah, this should be Combe Ridge, right up here. That we're about to fly over. I think we can see the Monument Valley out in the distance. This yaw issue is going to drive me insane, because this shouldn't be doing that. How about scattered cloud lifetime? That's calmed it down. Yes, Comb Ridge. Criminally. Kind of a neat sight. Yeah, so it wasn't the sensitivities, it was the weather being way too ridiculous. So one of the interesting things about this aircraft is it doesn't have mixture. I've got prop and throttle, and then I've got choke. Beautiful area, though. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I like this little airplane because it's about the speed of a little slower than a 172, depending on how I set up the power. But you know, it has retractable gear, it has a controllable pitch prop, but the visibility out of it is just insane. Yeah. %. Pretty easy to trim out. Definitely not hard to fly. Well, hello. This would be a hoot and a holler to fly over in real life. Plenty of opportunities to, well, hello, fly in a canyon and do some Death Star trench runs, should one desire to. At least in the sim. Wouldn't want to do that in real life. I think it's against several federal aviation regulations. Not to mention, it would take an extremely good pilot to go through them. So I would probably die trying to do it. Beat me up, Scotty. Yeah, see, the Mooney is so much faster than this thing. It doesn't like going slow like this. And braking right. Daka, 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 daka. Now, I've never watched Battle of Britain. I have not seen it. It's only been a couple of months since I saw A Bridge Too Far for the first time. You can definitely tell that it was filmed in the 60s, but that's not necessarily the 60s or 70s. I think Bridge Too Far was 77, but you can tell it was you can tell it was made in that era of time, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's still a good watch, for sure. Yeah. You can definitely see the monuments out in the on the distance there. Now, somewhere up in here is referred to as the Valley of the Gods, and I believe we're in the Navajo area. And the Navajo tribe was, I mean, at least in modern history, is well known for the Navajo code talker of World War II. They were responsible for sending messages and encrypted messages, basically, back because the Japanese were really good at cracking our codes. However, they could not crack the Navajo language, so they were very instrumental in success in the Pacific theater of World War II. I think, honestly, I think this is the area of the Valley of the Gods right here, or in here. Just imagine trying to hike out here and just, having a camp, swelteringly hot during the day, freezing at night. But think of all the stars you would see at night. No light pollution. Not what I want. That's what we wanted. The default stock scenery did not do the these monuments that were coming up to any real justice. It kind of malformed them. The Black Shark AI, and granted, this could all very well change with the big update on Tuesday. But as it currently is, it seems the Black Shark AI has a big problem with mountains, and especially plateaus. The International Wing Wave. I feel like I have another. Yep, SR-22. They got a diamond. A couple more up here. Just the outside of just the terrain being absolutely stunning, the colors, just the variations of brown, and then the greens really stick out. You know, the occasional blues. I suppose we should really turn on course, though. Although it looks like we're about to pass over an airstrip. So we'll give them a flyover. They're not on the map. But that certainly looks like it was an airstrip, at least at some point. So we're definitely not going to be doing straight and level flight here in a minute, because we're going to be flying around these guys. Because how can you not? And one of these was used as the hiding spot in the TV show Airwolf for the super helicopter of the show that shared the same name. So anytime I hear the name Moffat, I think of Airwolf, because the character Moffat was the guy that designed it, stole it, took it to Libya, was helping out the Libyans, shot down a couple of French Mirages, blew up a U.S. destroyer, and then the main character, Stringfellow Hawk, stole it back. Great show. It kind of got crap in the end just because the network, NBC, kind of ruined it. They wanted to make it more family friendly when it was an espionage show. So, But it was one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. Look at the state of that, though. Okay, we're going to do a right-hand turn, and then following that, we're going to do a left circle, kind of a left pattern behind it. So prepare for brake right. Tally-ho, lads. Lasses. Here's that one, wasn't part of the DLC, the free scenery pack, so I'm gonna do a left pattern. Get a good look at these. Well, hello. A little rough on the frames, but it's worth it. Yeah. 100%. Hey, Dougal. Well, I appreciate that. Glad you at least did that. I hope you're well. I'm doing okay. Picking out some epic scenery. Okay, doing a right turn. So there is an airport right by here. That is not the one we're going to. But it just looks absolutely stunning. And I feel like we'll have to revisit this area once we get helicopters, and then we can go hunting for supercopters. Because wouldn't that just be fun? Oops, there's a hole on that one. Let's pretend it's not there. Bit of a slalom. No, absolutely. We got a few of us. We got a few of us here tonight. But absolutely. Just a little hard on my frames, but I don't have exactly a beastly computer. It's just absolutely beautiful. Yes, it is third party. There's somebody made a freeware add-on for it just to make it look that good. The default doesn't look remotely as nice. but it's definitely worth the download. Although, that being said, with the update that they're doing, or releasing on Tuesday, the default might end up looking better. At least that good, maybe. I don't know all of the locations that they've spent time updating. But it is definitely not what we just saw, just flew through, is not default. It's definitely third party. It should be in Murphy's Freeware Scenery Discord channel thing. Might have to dig around for it. If not, I will find it again and put it in his Discord and my Discord. Not a problem. So now that I've completely lost everybody that's been flying with me tonight, we're going to head straight to the airport. But it was worth flying around and having a little bit of fun. Well, I didn't lose quite everyone. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Black Shark AI doesn't quite know what to do with cliffs and textures. In a lot of cases. So here's hoping that the big update Tuesday kind of helps with that. So I kind of decided to come back here because of Murphy's epic 13-hour Route 66 stream, and I was just like, you know what? I need to redo that flight plan and go back through Monument Valley and whatnot. And that because it reminded me that I had the little scenery pack installed and felt it was worth a second visit. And it certainly was. Just look at all of this. Just crazy. But we're getting bumpy. Oh, got one back. Absolutely stunning. Alright, so the airport should be straight ahead. Looks like it's right there. We'll overfly the field, get a look at it, see how it's oriented, and then plan out a landing. Okay, maybe it wasn't right where I thought it was. There, maybe. There's the fireflies. The fork and all of his silverware. We'll get a beat on this airfield soon enough. It looks like for our trip to Page, we'll have to gain some altitude. Okay, so we have the beacon in sight. Get a load of the runway as we fly over. Appears to be an east-west-ish runway. Yep, there it is right there. So we're taking runway 23. Prop goes to forward, power comes back, trim up. Not going to be the most legitimate of approaches. That's okay. I'm quite a bit low. Flip. Not a stable approach, but we got plenty of runway. We still pulled it out at the end. And I remember the landing gear. I may just do myself a favor and change airplane. Do something a bit more familiar. Much as I enjoy this, it's not without issue. So if you don't mind terribly much, I'm going to shut her down. Jump in something else. Because reason. So give me a moment. Something, well, let's stick with something different, but a little quicker. Yeah. Let's go with the overlay. Fuel. Passengers. Like. Scattered clouds. Time. We're going to Kilo Papa Golf Alpha Page Municipal. Why? To load back up. These field elevations, you have to really mind your mixture. Okay, so that should be off. Look down, make sure that's check trim. Okay. Master's on. Beacon on. Not gonna prime because we're at altitude. Go to both and clear prop. Vital up where it needs to be. Avionics come on, nav lights come on, taxi light comes on for visibility. VFR gauge gets switched to GPS. Transponder is transponding. Autopilot's coming alive. We're not going to need that. Then come into the green. Air pressure. Fine. Well, temps coming alive. Pressure's still low. Excuse me. Am I in a different ramp? I feel like I'm in a different ramp. Aha! How about that? So if everyone's ready, we're going to take off from the same runway we landed on. As soon as I get down there. Hey, Bad Dog, how you doing? Hope you're well. Okay, we're past the hold short line. That landing light's going on, strobe light's going on, because anytime you're on an active runway, you want to be visible. See a whole host of Moonies, R22, and I thought I saw a Caravan at one point. And a Diamond was there. Looks like we have somebody down on the runway. Oh, there's the diamond. Somebody else. The next one is Kilo Papa Golf Alpha Page Municipal, right next to the Glen Canyon Dam and Lake Powell. Oh, we got another Mooney. Slow our taxi down just a wee bit. Kick fast. I'll be darned, there's a taxiway there. Oh well, too late now. Alright, mixture is set at a little over 50%. Runway set. We're not going to bother with flaps just yet. We well, given the altitude, and slowly increase the throttle. Keep her on the center line as best as possible. And 50 knots, 55, airspeed's live, 1 notch of flaps goes in. Nice, level takeoff, 60 knots, climbing. Let's trim down a little bit for our climb. Positive rate, gear up. And gain 300 feet. Flaps coming up. Have a look back. Everybody's getting up nicely. Go ahead and going to be making a right-hand turn to proceed on course. Continue trimming. For a proper stabilized climb. It's called Restream.io. If you type that into your browser, it'll give you, you make an account and you hook up your Twitch and your YouTube accounts. And it gives you a code to stream, and that'll allow it to go to the 2 separate places. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Murph is much more acclimated to it than I, so he would be a far better resource on that as I am. It is handy. The only downside is it may or may not be for Twitch affiliates. It may or may not be against terms of service to broadcast simultaneously on two different platforms. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. I was somebody had warned me about it. I haven't looked into it, but I'm small enough that where I don't think they'd really notice. And if it turns out to be the case, then I'll have to sort out what I want to do. But YouTube is great for getting discovered. I think Twitch is the better streaming platform. I think it's easier to use because Twitch was designed for streaming. YouTube was designed for videos. Yeah, you should be fine. And even people that aren't affiliates, so to speak, where they can monetize their Twitch channels, that doesn't apply to them anyway. So if you were to do it and you're not a Twitch affiliate, you should be A-OK regardless. As I wander to the left a little bit. You turn right a little bit to follow that old magenta. Continuing to gain some altitude because we have to go over this plateau. Although I think it's a plateau. Let's see. Sky vector, what can you tell me? Aha! So, what this is that we're about to fly over is the Navajo National Monument. So that's awesome. Can only assume that it's tribal land. There are ruins off to the... Oh, we'll fly over lots of ruins. There's lots of ruins over here. Hey, Scotland. You're all good. There's no such thing as late. You arrived when you needed to arrive, and that's okay. I'm doing well. I hope you are also doing well. As you can see here, there's a big cloud baked into the mountain side, baked into the terrain. It looks kind of like milk, but it's a cloud. Start leveling off just a tad as we get some turbulence. Look at it this way. We were all able to wake up this morning, so it's pretty good. Kind of how I approach every day. As long as I can get up, as long as I wake up and can get up, it's a pretty good day. And I can't complain much about that. I think you covered your bases there, Brian. I think you're good. There we go. Okay, now that we want to be altitude-wise, we're going to cut power to about 75%. Oh, absolutely. So my basic plan is I'm going to do flight sim like Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then if I stream on a Friday or Saturday, it's kind of going to be a variety of basically anything but flight sim. So I will continue that. And if I decide to stream anything else like before or after my normal streams, I'll pick a variety of stuff, or I'll do a long flight sim stream. Like I've got half a mind to take about an hour or two off after this stream to play some Division on stream. So yeah, I fully plan to. I'd like to. It seems that much of the two-tone Murphy crew is interested in picking it up, and I am more than supportive of that. So it should be awesome. I believe Ailerons Into the Wind was interested. Murphy sounds really interested, and there's a couple other people in the group that are interested in the Division. I do like the first one quite a bit. The Division 2 made a lot of enhancements, kind of refinements, which I like. Graphically, it's a lot more. I think they actually switched to DX12, and I think primarily Division 1 runs on DX11, but it has a DX12 setting. And I'm still trying to stabilize my graphic settings with the Division. I mean, even 4 years after release, I don't have good enough. I can run it on almost ultra. I just got to do some setting refinements, as it were, to make it run smooth and specifically on stream. So I'm looking forward to doing more streaming, and I'm glad people are actually interested in watching. I have a couple other friends that are streamers that I know in real life. They used to be my coworkers at my most recent place of employment. And one thing that I was consistently cautioned on is not to get pigeonholed into one game. And because the one friend, he streams iRacing quite a bit, Fu Manchu. He's big iRacing streamer. Well, I say big. He's big. He's a great guy. Pretty chill stream, but warned me not to get stuck on, get known for just one game. And it was, wise, because he gets so burned out on iRacing often enough to where it's just he gets sick of playing it and wants to play something else. But anytime he plays something else, he gets no viewers. And I was starting to kind of get into a bit of a rut and stuck into Flight Sim. Not that I regret any of it. Flight Sim got me to affiliate status, got me into a community. We are over the Navajo Monument in Arizona on our way to Page Municipal. So I thought that now that I've got a bit of a following, it's time to start adding some other games into the streaming schedule to kind of make it so I can do other things and still, have people watch. And so I think that's... there's a lot of people already formation flying with me. You're more than welcome to join. After our stop to Page Municipal, we are going to Bryce Canyon for our final leg. So now that I'm adding, I had to ask the question, just I want to see, it's like, okay, kind of got a rhythm going and wanted to... Nearest airport is... Honestly, it's going to be either... Nearest airport is 0 Victor 7. There's not a whole lot of airstrips out here in the desert. But I asked the question, mate, because I wanted to see if people were just interested in seeing something else in addition to Flight Sim, and I got a positive response, so I'm grateful for that. And so Division's going to stay on the channel, and a variety. I'm gonna take a day out and take some extra streams and actually branch out a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very grateful for the positive response, and I'm glad that you guys are interested in seeing more than just Flight Sim. So thank you for that. Alternatively, B. Mueller, 2006. You can spawn directly on us. You should see a conglomeration of green airplanes flying across the desert. And you can spawn mid-air. Kind of talking all over the place, aren't I? But I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to playing more Division. Especially once I get my graphic settings kind of dialed in. On and off. See, I got affiliate shortly before the end of August. It was like the second week of Flight Sim being out. First or second week, actually. I've only been hardcore streaming since the week before Flight Sim came out, so like first third of August. Roger that. But I've streamed on and off for a few years now. I'd hit it hard and then I'd give up, and then I'd hit it hard and give up, and then I'd stream on an occasion, and I'd never really got it stuck down until Flight Sim was starting to come up, and I'm like, I'm going to load up FSX, and I'm going to really stream it because things are going well, and Flight Sim's about to come out, so people are probably looking. And I remembered how much I enjoyed flying. Decided that I'm going to take it serious. Try to take a more serious approach to learning systems and learning to fly again instead of just getting up, going, and being silly. And then the weekend before Flight Sim came out, I ran into Murph's channel. Yeah, it depends on how much dedication. There are people that don't care about making money on it. Uh, right now, I'm fortunate enough to have the time to devote to it. And luckily, I kind of lucked into it between Flight Sim's popularity and the fact that I've been fortunate enough to really, what's the right word? I've become basically I became known with Murph's group, and just because I found his channel, really enjoyed it. The chilled, laid back. It's a lot like my personality, and first flight sim community I've ever really been a part of, and people started getting to know my name. Roger that. You might want to head west though. And so, he's been gracious enough to share his community with mine, and I've been eternally grateful, and so I have a lot to be thankful for. So I have nothing to complain about. I've been very, very grateful for everything that's happened, and it's been awesome getting to know the community, interacting with, and so it's been great. And Murph's a great guy, and so it's just been great. Copy that. We're not going fast, so don't worry. So yeah, kind of. I think I went into a tangent about it, but speaking truths. There's a diamond here somewheres. There he is. I have a feeling that may or may not be ailerons into the wind. But yeah, so it's great. But I've definitely needed the variety of content, because it's like I love flight sim. I will always love flight sim. I always want to stream and maybe record a video or two of flight sim, but at the same time I want to avoid burnout, because getting burned out on something you're passionate about it's the worst. Altimeter is 2992. I am at just shy of 8,000 feet. I'm approximately 4 miles west, south, or east southeast of Kilo Papa Golf Alpha. Oh, pardon me, that snuck up on me. But yeah, having more content, it helps me avoid the burnout of flight sim, or burning out on flight sim, but it also brings some more content to the streaming. So it's good for me, it's good for everybody. And y'all are great. Yeah, and that's something I've wanted to avoid. It's just it can be hard, especially when you really love something. But so it's just I've been wanting to play some other stuff. It's just flight sims eats so much time. Not in a bad way. It just does. So it's finding a balance of keeping interest in the things that I enjoy and passionate about, but it's still having the variety that helps balance everything out. I'm looking forward to playing games like The Division and Ghost Recon and maybe some other stuff that other people come up with. I think it'd be kind of fun to play, have an Among Us party, game because it's like $5 on Steam, and I'm generally not one for party games, but this one actually looks fun. And getting a bunch of people, I think you can have up to like 10 players on it, but having like a group game would be really interesting. So I might have to look at that, coordinate that, see if that's something people would be interested in. It's not a game to be taken seriously, which is great, but it's, you know, you got to be a detective, and sometimes you're the imposter, and it looks fun. No, and I'm eternally grateful. You're really a stand up dude, and it's been great getting to know you and interacting and coordinating. Um, I remember when and there's people that have been in your community longer than I have. I really haven't been. I've only been in the community since like August. And I remember the first time I watched your stream, you had like maybe 63 followers on Twitch. You hadn't gotten affiliate status yet. And that was a Saturday. Was it Friday or a Saturday? It was back in the days of the 8-hour regular 6 or 8 hour streams. Because I think you had the launch week off of work. Yeah. And then the next day I saw the subscribe button. I'm like, huh, well, that's interesting. And it just skyrocketed from there. You're pushing 1,200 followers on Twitch, and probably getting close to 3,500, 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. And you have a fantastic community filled with just great people. And so that you have a lot to be proud of, and I'm very thankful to be a part of that. A lot of good people involved. So again, it's going to be fun because I again, I mean, even playing Fall Guys, it's a silly game. But I played it once with a couple of friends, and it can be fun. Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. I can have 5 people regularly following me and interacting, but if they're good people, that's all that matters. But yeah, it'd be kind of fun to coordinate some sort of group party game, because that could be fun. I don't know, the big game right now is Among Us, and it's $5 on Steam, so it's kind of hard to sneeze at it too. We'll have to work that out for sure. Boy, it would really be nice to get out of the clouds. So I'm going to reduce power and kind of get out of the soup. It's lots of good people, and am very, very thankful for that. I look forward to meeting more people as time goes on. We're about 14 miles from the next destination, so about 7 minutes. I'm just trying to lose some altitude to get out of the clouds. I'm just kind of rambling along, talking about stuff and keeping loose track of where we're going. Ah, someone's in the air mariachi. Diddle 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 diddle. Map is right there. Okay, adding power back in to level off. It's down there. Down to about 6,700 feet after descending out of the cloud layer. Coming up on Glen Canyon Dam and Page Municipal Airport. All players. I think this is all part of Lake Powell. Yeah, this is all part of Lake Powell. I'm on the East USA server. I'm glad to hear the community mod for the 320 is doing well. Be sure to go over on Twitch and YouTube to Two Tone Murphy's channels and give him a follow, give him a subscribe, give him a like his videos, enjoy his content. Great streamer, great content creator, and good all-around dude. Because if you like my content, you're going to like his too. Guarantee it. You're going to like the way you look. Yeah. I mean, you know, with the two-tone, it's kind of like Two-Face. You got to just keep an eye on it. Now, Mr. Chippy, here's the real question: do chips belong on pizza? And that also depends: American chips or British chips, because of they're different. But do they belong on pizza? Oh, if we're talking French fries, then sure thing. If you want a long discussion, we can discuss of whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. Because I contend that a hot dog is in fact a sandwich. It's related to the submarine sandwich family. Because it's a long piece of bread cut almost all the way through and it has the contents of the sandwich in between the buns. So a hot dog is in fact a sandwich. I think people have fought wars over this kind of information. That's not the button I wanted. Alright, starting descent. or Page Municipal. Go over to Navigraph. We're going to be running. We're going to be landing on runway 15. Now, you can put pineapple on a pizza. It has a place, but it needs to be paired with the right thing. Extra cheese, ham, and pineapple with the classic red sauce. Then it's okay. Maybe a little bit of bacon. Yeah, there's a big difference when it comes to that, because they're not even necessarily made from the same thing. At least chips, one's a potato chip and the other's a French fry. So it's a matter of it's still coming from a potato. When it comes to biscuits, you call biscuits and we call it a cookie. I don't know what you call biscuits. Or what, I mean, biscuits and gravy. I don't know what it would be blank in gravy. I mean, can you blame her though? I mean, that was a 13-hour stream. Now's when you try to find that revenge pineapple and you order pizza. Oh no, it has pineapple on it. What an unfortunate series of events. But then you have to get started working on that kitchen. Do a cheeky little slip. So left aileron down, right rudder pedal in, back on the throat. Yeah, it does. It's definitely an interesting land. Yes. Let's slip it in. Straighten her out. Bit of a steep approach, but that's okay. Pedal in, keep it as close to center line as possible. Throttle to idle, start the flare. Keep it on the center line. She also wanted pineapple pizza, so checkmate. Thank you. Hey, under 40 knots. Flaps coming up. Into taxi power. See, if Murphy can measure in butter, maybe I should measure in biscuits and gravy, just to be American. I see somebody. Yep, there is a caravan. Going to get off on the ramp for a minute. We're gonna hit the parking brake, get in the old drone cam. Here. Increase the speed. One money. Diamonds down. Another. That's a Baron. Ooh, picked up a Baron. Got another Mooney coming in for the landing. Lots of float, lots of float, lots of float. Ooh, Navy landing. Tokyo drift a little bit. And down we are. Very nice. Air Mariachi's flying over. We got another one on landing. Slight tail strike. That's all good, Allison. I'm grateful you stopped by. I hope you have a good rest. And we shall see you next time. I'm grateful for you coming along. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yes. Gotcha, gotcha. I think I see your lights off in the distance. Well, in the meantime, we'll check out the Glen Canyon Dam, which is just scone. Although I've had scones, and they're just scones over here. Increase the speed of camera again. Little fast. So we got floating cars. The dam itself isn't too bad. The bridge is pretty good. I got two sets of flashing lights, one high, one real low. It's a Mooney. You're real low. The rain. Flying below the airport. Speed brakes out. Bit of a Navy landing, but you're down. We have 2 air mariachis. I missed one of their landings. I apologize. We're gonna see how far out are, words are hard. Allison, what's your ETE? More than happy to wait for you. Alright, so I think that's Allison, give us the clear. Roger, roger, over under. We're gonna go ahead and plug in our final stop for the thing. Go over to our GNS 530. We go to flight plan. Hit the little button, scroll down a couple of times, little small knob, and we're going to enter in Kilo, Bravo, Charlie, I think as long as you direct it towards your community folder, it'll install there, but don't quote me on. So Charlie and then Echo. So Kilo Bravo Charlie Echo. Kilo Bravo Charlie Echo. There. All right, Allison. I've got that entered in. Squawking. Reset my view. Hey, everybody, we're going to use the same runway that we landed on. So, runway 15, going to Kilo, Bravo, Charlie, Echo, Bryce Canyon. Field elevation is 7,590 feet. So we'll go ahead and get a move on. Well, who doesn't like a little bit of mystery? And mind the bumps on the taxiway. Oh, whoops. That'll have an adverse effect on navigation. We're just getting to the end of the runway. Ooh, I get to the air mariachis are letting me pass. Alright, so and turn off our nav light, strobe light on, landing light on, mixture is set, throttle is ready to go. And if everybody is ready, whoops. Like you said, the magical mystery tour. So air mariachis are moving, the Baron's there. Got a Mooney taking an intersection. Slowly add power. Pardon me. Bit of a crosswind landing. Or takeoff, I should say. So ailerons into the wind. Airspeed starting to come alive. Sorry, Mooney. 55 knots, 1 notch flaps down. 60 knots, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Okay, we've got enough altitude. Flaps are going up. Trimming. We're going to make a right turn. Oh dear. as we go over what is probably a high school football field and track. That could very possibly be Allison coming in. It'd be a very nice approach. Alright, so for this last leg we will be using the autopilot. I'm going to set it to 10,000. Well, that's we're going to set the autopilot to field elevations just shy of 8,000 feet. We're going to set it to 10,005. Because we are heading west, flying VFR, so even 1,000 plus 500 for VFR. We're going to go ahead and arm nav mode. Make sure that's on GPS. And then activate. V-speed, we're going to want about 300 foot a minute just to compensate for the air being very thin. We want nav mode. Arm nav mode, thank you. Well, happy landings, Allison. And may your future landings be even brighter. Brighter, better. Something along those lines. You know what I mean? Having a heat control, so we're going to pour on the heat. Like that, we're going to turn on pitot heat because it's a little above freezing, but once we get up even higher, it's going to get much colder. And if we go through clouds, that's moisture, and it will better to keep it on just in case. Very nice. So we have the Baron right there. So hello. Oof. Yeah, icing, not good. We may... we'll get above this cloud layer. We just got to get through it. We should be okay. Make sure that's on live time. I was going to say, here where I'm at, the time doesn't change until next weekend. And I've been... Really? That's weird that it changes at different days. I am just northeast of 22 Uniform Tango. And I am at about 7,900 indicated. Strobe lights are on, nav lights are on, landing lights on, beacons on. Got blinking lights here, blinking lights here. Got one up there. Rotating beacon there. Oh, if there's jets on our 6, we'll scramble some Spitfires or something. Yeah, that's got to be a jet right there, because those lights are moving fast. The lights down here. Couple of sets of lights. So the mariachi band doing a flyby. The big thing we want to keep up, just because with all kinds of issues that have been there in the past, we're going to keep an eye on the instruments, because it has a tendency to do a runaway trim and trying to keep altitude, especially close to 10,000 feet. So hopefully with the shallow climb, he's a loose cannon on the edge of control. Just 3 days before retirement, and he gets drunk back into the stink, into the soup. He has to fight his way out. Loose cannon pilot. Looking for revenge. Uh-oh. Please don't break. Thank you. That's possible. Got someone diving out there. We're passing 8,500 indicated. I'll check the altimeter setting. I liked it right out of the box. I really liked it with getting the settings from ailerons into the wind. The settings are just great, and it feels amazing. It's the squishy bit that has to hold on to it that still needs a little work. And by that I mean me. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. So I've got the cabin heat on, which should help. Heato heat is on. And it's not super cold, it's just below freezing. Look at the state of that though. So if we check this in Celsius, what does it say? It is -3 Celsius indicated on my little gauge here. UTC is 2116. So it's a little off. About 15 minutes slow. Now the next airport, I have the Orbex. To flip around the word a little bit, version installed, and I haven't been there yet, but I think it's amazing. It looks pretty good. We're getting bouncy. Speed's good. Altitude, we're at 9,600. And now's where we got to keep an eye on the instruments. Roger that. And make sure that the airplane doesn't try to kill us or make us drop out of the sky suddenly. That's good. That's good. Because we just want to make it so... Well, hello. Good luck getting that thing this slow, because I'm only at about 90 knots. You're going to have a hard time keeping that slow. So we're just hitting 10,000 feet. As we start getting some icing. I bet. And I have my icing settings to visual only, so it shouldn't affect flight performance. Turning into a bit of a frosty popsicle. I'm honestly not even sure where the carb heat is. It's not like what I'm used to. It's not like the 152 that actually has carb heat. Must be this particular model 172, because there's plenty that don't have fuel injection. So good to know. So we're gonna go in here and up that to here. One of these days, you'll learn to not need the map. I hate the map. I guess I'm used to older airplanes. We're gonna reset. Bit. About 20 miles out. Not gonna see anything with that. So that might be Bryce Canyon up there. Or not. Ten minutes out. Okay, so we're gonna reduce power. We're gonna drop some altitude. I'm gonna double check that field elevation. It's 75. Oh, 2,000 above. Continue to look for the airfield. There goes a rocket. Practically be over it. Up there. Yeah. It is catchy music, though. So we should be coming up on, we're 9 miles out. Tonight in Colonel Fort gets everyone lost. That's 7,500 feet. That is correct. Up on one of these bridges. Gotta be. Gotta be that. Well, there you are. So we'll land runway 21. I'm going to do a circle of the airport to get an aerial view of it, or looking at it up close. It looks like they even have a small grass strip. Yep, it is. Get our distance so we can have a nice long final. That's correct. Runway 21. Keep back pressure on the yoke. Bit of a bounce, but not too bad. Flaps coming up. Add some power. We're gonna just take the whole length of the runway. We paid for the whole runway, so we're gonna use the whole runway. Once we get stopped, we're gonna get in the drone cam and just have a look around. Set the parking brake. Set it to 1200 RPMs. And turn the avionics off, strobe lights off, nav lights off, landing lights off. Reset trim for the theoretical next flight. Flaps are up, check, 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 make sure everything's green. And we're gonna fill mixture. Continue. So we're gonna stop, stopped. Mags turn off, beacon lights off, master switches off. Now we go to the drone camera. The frames are not happy. See if we get a little better further out. For some reason, clouds like to cause a lot of problems. We're gonna go instantly better. Got Dangerous Brian coming in. Nicely done. Algeria's gonna clip some of the trees. Thread the needle on those ones. Ooh, Navy landing. More hamsters down. As is Murph. Our mariachi band has landed. I'd like to see the sombreros come out of there. So we got Cat back checking out the fuel. Seems to be okay. I think this is one of the inexpensive add-on sceneries, and it kind of gives that nice, I don't know, homey feel. Got an open the hangar. That's it. Plane in it. Got a utility truck. Brian going right through the fuel pumps. Although they probably can't see it because probably default scenery, and that's okay. You take it easy, Scotland. We'll catch you next time for sure. And Mueller is coming in for a landing, so we'll go to the end of the runway. Yeah, you're good. Coming in hot. No flaps. Very little flaps. Yeah, it came in way too fast. Gets it just on the asphalt. Bit of a Navy landing, but we're down. Awesome. As we continue the tour of the ground scenery. At your fencing. What appears to be where a gate should be, or something. Little building here. Little garage, probably maintenance building. Another maintenance building and a moving truck. Nice little cabin. That's actually a really nice looking cabin. Could live there. Got our fire truck. I always thought that was a goofy looking fire truck. Little van. Fuel truck. CJ4. Yeah, and that's fine. I wanted to check this out as Mueller goes up for a second attempt. All parking lot, terminal buildings right there. They're so ready, they've got their headset already on. Baron is thawed out, as have the jets. That is an odd looking final. It looks like you're downwind. General Patton off in the distance. Waviest Rumble. Solid Gold Jeebus. The Pariah Hockey Dude. McLaren. Snake Sneaklesworth. That's a funny. Hawkeye. Snowford. Air Jobs 2 or Air Joss. We got Senator Silver, Slippy Dude, back around. As the caravan comes in for another attempt. Chance at redemption. Really high. You have a good night, Jim. We'll catch you next time. We appreciate you swinging by. About 1,000 feet off the deck. So remember, pitch to airspeed, throttle or power to altitude. Coming in really high. We're going for a steep approach. It was a very firm landing, but very good. Close to the center line. Very good, very good. Well, everybody, I do appreciate everyone tagging along. I apologize for the initial hiccup that we had because my system decided it didn't want to play nice today at the beginning. But I thank everybody for showing up and turn the name tags off while I'm thinking of it. Because I'll forget. Get a nice parting screenshot to commemorate the journey. But as always, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for tagging along. And I look forward to the next time, which will be Tuesday at roughly 1700 hours Zulu or 3 p.m. Eastern, and it might be 7 p.m. Irish time. I'm not sure. We will definitely be doing this again. I'll come up with some sort of flight plan for Tuesday. At some point in time, we will have some extra The Division streams. Well, I appreciate it. I do my best. I'm no Murphy, but I do my best. But until next time, we'll catch you either on Discord, on Murphy's Discord, or on a Two-Tone Murphy stream. But until then, be good to each other. Stay safe out there. See you next time.